Vague refers to something that is unclear or imprecise in its meaning or intention. Inconsistent, on the other hand, refers to something that does not remain the same or is not uniform in its behavior or quality.
Am I the...
Wait. Action? Is that what I heard? Action?
Take one.
Two. Too legit to quit. Oh, no.
Number 17, y'all. Number 17.
Lou, are you spitting on that thing?
Well, somebody's spitting on that thing. It ain't me.
I'm still not.
That would have made that video. That would have actually made the video amazing. Is when he's like, show me what you mean, and she goes, and then she just goes, just fucking throws up all over him. That would have been fantastic. All right, never mind. Hello.
Anyways,
hello.
This is episode 17, Duke. Last week you said like episode 9. No, sir. We are moving, kicking ass, bro.
What's it called? We're syndicated now.
Yeah, thankfully we've been inconsistent enough in our recording schedule to make it so we can actually call ourselves inconsistent.
This is true.
So, hello, boys.
Oh, man, what up?
Well, hello, and how are you?
I'm okay.
This is the Lewis AI. Woke.
Lewis. Lewis. Hello, Lewis. How was camping last weekend? You know, doing that white shit that people do.
Oh, man. I don't know. I saw a post in one of my Facebook groups earlier. Somebody's like, I want to go camping, sit under the stars, and be naked and cuddle. I'm like, well, shit. Somebody finally made camping sound interesting.
I saw that one too, actually.
I mean, it'd be fine until the sun came up. And then that shit like bright.
Actually, you know what? I wrote a post similar to that. No, I'm kidding. I'm not even on Facebook, so it don't even matter.
Yeah, I don't need camping to cuddle you, dude.
Aw, Lou. Right? Thanks, buddy.
It's like Jack over with that wry little I'm jealous smile. What the hell's that about?
No, that was Jack. That was Jack's I'm sitting in the corner smile. Let's be real.
Right? I'm in the cook chair.
Oh man.
How's your boys this week?
Shit, what did I do? I had to go back to work, so that sucked.
Oh yeah, post vacay over there.
Yeah. You didn't conveniently hurt your back again?
No. I have a work ethic, sir.
Oh.
Well, don't say that. Now we just lost all the freaking millennials and Gen Zers. They don't know what the fuck that means.
Mm-hmm.
No, for real though. Those kids at work, dude, they save up like a day's worth of like personal time off, sick time, vacation, whatever. Like, oh shit, I got a day off, and then they're out, and then their bank's at zero. Like, bruh,
it's that short-term thinking, man.
The only time you're supposed to do that is if it's that use or lose time. The rest of it, you stir that up.
That's why I had today off. It was a use or lose day, so I had today off.
Yep, that's how. Oh, damn, nice.
Do you guys have to work on the Friday after 4th of July next week?
I honestly don't know.
Nope, that's my
I'm
day
not
off.
going to. I got Denver Comic Con. I ain't going to be at work, but I don't know if our office is actually closed.
No,
that's a weird.
Our vacations, our holidays are day of usually, unless it's on the weekend. Otherwise,
or
it's like
Thanksgiving,
following or Friday or something like that. Yeah. No,
or, so except for things.
Double time.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I'll get double time.
Wouldn't your schedule be such that it's like there's no such thing? With the you get this holiday off. You just if it happens to fall off on your day off, great. If not, you just work it.
Yeah, and then we can get pay or we can get time off. And because I'm responsible, I always take time off. So they just
that's always
10 hours to my vacation bank.
Anytime your boss asks, "Do you want more money or do you want more time off?" you always say more time off. Because you ain't getting that back.
Nope. And especially with all the medical stuff we've gone through, I'd just rather have a fat bank. But other than that, just work. I found the new EDC ghost drink, so that was cool.
Yeah, I had that on Monday night. Yeah, Friday night of EDC. I bought 2 of them. I was after 2 of them, man. I'd never had Ghost before, as far as like the energy drink goes, and I was like, I may have also. I also was standing next to people who were smoking weed, so I was getting the secondhand effects. You know.
Yeah. Only way you're going to get that effect,
right?
Yeah, because I wouldn't actually take any of that myself.
No, that would be irresponsible.
Yeah.
But I drank one on an empty stomach. My hand was just shaking. I'm like, oh, I should probably go eat lunch. And
dude, I feel you on that. Yeah, because I'm not a caffeine drink. I don't drink coffee, you know, the way people do. I don't drink it at all. It tastes gross. But so when I get one of those, dude, I am wired. It's just, I'm just to town, just buzzing around. Just, oh, what's this? What's this? I'm texting one line at a time instead of thoughts. It's just like instead of a whole complete sentence. It's just one thing, one thing. When you see your text thread start blowing up a few words at a time, then you know Lou had an energy drink.
Or he's having a stroke, one or the other.
One or the other.
I haven't detoxed all the way from drinking them every night on Graves yet, so it didn't affect me that bad.
Soon all you'll have left are the microplastics.
Exactly.
Oh, shit.
What about you?
Yourself?
I was going to say, yeah. What about you? I didn't really, mine's easy. I didn't do anything. I work because we potted Saturday. Sunday, I don't think I left the house, and then Monday through Thursday, Monday to Thursday, was just work. So I went out twice, and I was like to eat. So mine's simple. What about you?
Well, I mean, I just got back from a housewarming thing the night we recorded before. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I guess we didn't really talk. Well, no, we didn't talk about that because we were talking about your cruise.
We didn't like that house. We moved 4 days later.
No, they had a water leak, and so it was like,
oh shit!
It was they had to redo their entire kitchen, and so like they had just gotten done. Like it had been finished up for a couple of months, but this was the first opportunity they kind of had to have people over and whatnot. And there was a Kickstarter thing that his girlfriend paid for to have a person fly out from New York to do drinks and promote his hot sauce. But I mean, he's been a bartender for 30 years. And
since their kitchen had to be redone, was this a blender reveal party?
Wow.
Oh my goodness. No.
Balloons just popped. Ugh.
Yeah, now Saturday's ruined for me. Thanks. I used to have fond memories of Saturday now. But then Sunday we had a doubleheader at softball, and it was tough overall. And then we went out to go. We went to a bar after, and then I had a friend call me and say, "Hey, do you want to go see Cage the Elephant?" And they're like late 2000 bands, and I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "I have an extra ticket, and they're free." And I'm like, all right. So we drove up to Ridgefield, which is up in Washington, north of Vancouver, about half hour, 40 minutes. And we watched the show, and it was hilarious because like nobody knows where Ridgefield is. Everybody thinks like all the bands and stuff just think they're coming to Portland. And he gets on.
Hold on. To be fair, they don't know other geography. They think Vancouver's in Washington.
That's fair. The real Vancouver, not the suburb of Portland, Vancouver.
Yeah.
So he gets on the mic and he's like, "What's up, Oregon?"
Oh no.
And me and my friend just start laughing our asses off, and she's like, "Did he just say Oregon?" I'm like, "Yep." People just got quiet.
Did anybody correct me?
I'm from Oregon.
Yeah. I'm like, "What's up?" Woo!
Yay us.
He did not correct himself. I'm not sure. There was a bunch of people standing in front of us when he did it, so we didn't get a chance. We were eating some nachos, and so we were sitting there eating when he did it. So we just saw on the screen and didn't actually see like anybody interacting with him on it. But he didn't say anything else after that. They just went from song to song to song. You know how usually you go to a concert and they'll maybe do 3 or 4 songs, and then he'll talk for a couple minutes. There was no talking. Like they just went banger after banger after banger for, it was probably an hour and a half, an hour and 45.
So for those of us who don't know geography, how long of a drive was this for you to get to this concert?
40 minutes north.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah. It's just like basically on the other side of Vancouver. So like Portland, and then you cross the river. That's Vancouver. And then just go through that, and then on the opposite end of that, it's called Ridgefield. But that's where like the first Indian casino and stuff. That if you're going from Portland towards Seattle, that's the first Indian casino that you come by is ALNA, and they have a big ballroom that they have. They have a good rotation of bands and comedians and that type of thing.
Ooh, you're up north. Is it really an Indian casino or is it an Eskimo casino?
It's an Inuit casino. Nope. It isn't. Yeah, we haven't even gotten to that part yet. Lou, you out here spoiling shit.
Hey. Hide the names. Yeah.
Yeah. For those of you that just listen, Comic-Con badges.
Look how amazing those badges are. They put so much effort and time into them.
No, they didn't.
Like I said, man, it's a good spot to put your stickers. When you're walking around, somebody's handing you out some nice stickers, and here you go. Oh, thank you. I can use this to cover my badge.
Man, Paramount is spending some.
What we need is vaguely inconsistent stickers with QR codes.
Yeah. Well, you got 3 weeks, Jack.
I'm like, Especially since everybody's all about, let me scan something while they think something's on free. It's like, yeah, we got you.
Yep, scan it, sucker.
And then set it up so it automatically subscribes them, like so they don't even have to click nothing.
Yeah, matter of fact, all it does is subscribe them. It's like
there you go.
They click it, like, I don't know what happens.
Subscribe to YouTube, subscribe to Apple Podcasts, and subscribe to our OnlyFans page. I mean, boom, done.
It's like that YouTube album that Apple put on everybody's iPhone. Viral freaking podcast.
I just find it funny that like Paramount spent a bunch of money to promote on the badges, and yet they like shuttered like a half a dozen of their websites this week and took away years of content, video and article wise. So ridiculous.
I didn't hear about that.
Shameful.
Yeah, like Comedy Central's gone, MTV News is gone. Like another kind of I think it was a half a dozen, right, Jack? Because you were nodding your head.
Yeah.
So like a bunch of their old.
They closed the websites, shut down the websites.
If you go to the web, like if you go to Comedy Central, it says here, go to Paramount. So like all of the old like Key and Peele,
that makes sense though.
No, but it's like they didn't like. They got rid of all like the old Daily shows, the old Key and Peele. None of that exists anymore. Like all of those shows that had video clips on the site, that's all gone. They didn't move it anywhere. They just deleted it, basically.
Oh, well, that's different.
Well, and there was like a guy who was saying like, hey, I posted a bunch of stuff on MTV News over the years, and I was using that as like my resume, right? Like, here's a list of articles that I've written, and now they're all gone. So he's like, I have zero history now, you know? I'm sure he still has other stuff that he can use. But again, I mean, a lot of people use that stuff to, you know, use those as references when they're out trying to find work, especially if they're like freelancing or whatever. Something they maybe put a lot of time and effort into or whatever. And they supposedly did it with no warning. There was nobody knew. They just woke up one day and somebody was trying to log into it and was like, that's weird.
There's an article that said why they did this?
Because they're cheap, because they're trying to save money, because all of that stuff, again, like all of that stuff is all tax, like they can write all of that stuff off. So it's all tax breaks that they're looking for.
Clone of Warner Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Interesting.
But yet they can sponsor the badges at Comic-Con, which
barely.
you would think they'd take a show and let that be their flagship. Why
don't have Cortana on here? Beavis.
Something, yeah. That's weird.
Well, I mean, they've been doing those mountain commercials for you know. Just put those on there. Put a random.
Oh wait, but if they pull them off the site, then people will be mad. It's like, oh, cool, this is on here. And then, you know, sometime later in the year they pull it, and then people will just be mad at them because they don't know like what's getting renewed. Since streaming doesn't make a lot of money, it seems, except for Netflix.
Netflix and Tubi. I actually watched the video this past week, and Tubi is like making a shit ton of money. Like they're actually getting their viewership is actually higher, or their subscription model again is free, right? It's fast, right? It was a free advertised supported content. And Tubi actually had more viewers in May than Disney did subscribers. Like, as far as consistent people watching, I was kind of surprised about that. So, but Tubi is one of those ones too that has, 80. It's the Pluto TV model. They have 800 channels, and they have a channel that shows Gunsmoke 24 hours a day. They have a channel that shows Price is Right 24 hours a day. It's very much you turn it on and you go clean your house type of stuff.
Wait, so you can watch Price is Right without being homesick from school?
Yes.
Weird.
You can even watch the Bob Barker Price is Right. You can go back to before you were born and watch the Price is Right.
You can watch Price is Right and not be 60? Shit.
Well, I mean,
you don't watch that
maybe.
shit when you were homesick from school?
No, I watch soap operas.
That explains so much. guess what? Guess what? We found Lou's white shit he did this week. He just happened to do it 30 years ago. Yeah, he did it 30 years ago.
Hey, got all that love for Luke and Laura. Shit.
Oh, shit. You're a General Hospital guy? Come on.
Hey, Days of Our Lives, all my children.
Yeah. Yep. There we go.
Marlena and Stefano. I mean,
rest in peace.
Killing me.
All right.
So that was what she's doing right now. Whenever my internet kicks out while we're doing this, it's because she's in there streaming freaking Days of Our Lives.
Falcon Crest. So that was my week. And then I just been working this week. A bunch of stuff has come up. It's just, man.
Responsible adults.
Just count down the days. Count down the days.
Yeah,
26 days, 46 minutes, and it'll be SDCC.
That's my little one. When's Comic-Con? When are we leaving for Comic-Con? Like, look, soon-ish.
Soon.
You get to be in the car with Lou for 6 hours, okay? Just calm down.
Not anymore. Now it's only 2.
No, that's only if I get that Tuesday off.
Oh, that's a good point. You can't trade it?
No, I don't know anybody that's off Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
I don't associate with those people.
That's fair.
Okay. So, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all watch The Acolyte?
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were all going to be red shirts.
Dude.
Right? I was they really killed Plo Koon.
That's Plo Koon's uncle.
I was telling everybody the story still stuck. There's still a lot of stupid shit going on, but damn, those action scenes were on top of it.
See, Star Wars can be forgiven for stupid and shitty writing, as it has done for the almost 50 years, Duke. So I don't want to offend you. Almost 50. So Star Wars can get away with shitty story as long as you have good lightsabers. So it was a good episode because I had good lightsabers.
Yep.
But we also got the mix of the terrible lightsaber fight versus the awesome lightsaber fight. Like at the very beginning, when everything's like obscured, you can't see anything. It's just people waving light sticks around. And you're like, wait, what's happening? And then it ended kind of cool. But then the fight between Saul and the Master, I thought, was a lot better because again, they were zooming out. You knew where everybody was at. You had the, again, we've discussed this before. I really hate when they do the zoomed in quick cuts. You have no idea where you're at. You have no idea where each of the fighters is at. But I felt like when they got rid of all the chaff after the Yord Horde got disappointed by his boy going out like a bitch.
Yeah, he did.
I'm just glad. I'm glad X-23 at least got a good fight in before she got ended.
For sure. Jackie was probably the best part in both fights, fighting May and fighting the Masters. So
yeah.
It's a little bit ridiculous. Again, it's Disney, so girl power. How she held up with the Master and got his mask. The whole thing was like, let's make her fucking Padawan, the best fighter out here. It was just like, all right, little bit extreme. That Indara couldn't handle that, but Jackie could. Sure, okay, but I don't care. It was badass.
It was good, yeah. When he stabbed the one Jedi and then force pulled the other one into him, that was badass. I like that.
And then cut off their heads.
Yeah,
we didn't see.
Just because everybody survives major organ impalement with lightsabers, so you got to cut off the head to make sure that you
exactly. So if that stab, even if he got stabbed, I was thinking to him, like, one stab. Oh, that person will live. One stab, that person will live. Oh, three stabs? Oh, that bitch dead.
I do like the fact that like Saul didn't even go back and check on him. Like he was like,
he felt the leap of force.
Yeah, let's not force.
I'm like, wait a second. He didn't even go back and he wasn't even around for most of that fight. He was knocked out or some shit. He wakes up and then everyone's dead, but he's he didn't do one token Obi-Wan check in the Geonosis arena, where you knew that motherfucker was dead. And he's like, yep, he's dead.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, they missing their heads. I'm out.
Yeah, right. At least Obi-Wan put up a front that he was trying to make sure they were okay. Saul's like, nah, I got my girl. I'm out. And she's not even my girl because I'm a dummy.
I don't think he's falling for it. He better not fall for that stupid shit.
Well, the Gopher guy is gonna straighten him out about it.
The otter beaver.
Yeah.
Hazel. Everybody's like, oh, he's the new Baby Yoda. No, he is not that cute.
No, I was going to say, no, he is not.
He is not that cute. I am glad that Pip survived, though. I was a little worried about my boy.
Oh, that was funny. When you texted me that, I was all like, just wait, son. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Hold back.
That was out of all the deaths, that was the most upsetting one.
It was.
I mean, even Jackie, at least went out like a pimp where she got put through 3 times. None of the rest of those guys got put through more than once before they were down.
Having a little pull away saber dagger was kind of cool too. I was not expecting that.
That was cool. Yeah. And then we finally got introduced to Cortosis live action.
Oh yeah, that too.
As soon as he hit his head on there, I was like, oh damn, they done went there.
I was like, hey, somebody read iJedi.
Right?
Oh man. Oh, somebody read Legends. Yeah. Let's bring it into the
the usual. Well, bring more. We're gonna Legends isn't canon, but we're gonna keep pulling stuff from Legends to make it canon. I'm like, okay.
To confuse you more.
See, in canon, it was brought up in New Jet or Dawn, whatever the Rebels prequel novel is.
Oh.
Was
it
Rebel Dawn?
I thought the first appearance was iJedi.
Yeah, Rebel Dawn. Yep. Is iJedi canon though?
Oh, canon. You're right. No, first canon appearance.
No,
it wasn't the Vader comic.
Nope, it was the Rebels prequel novel, Kanan.
I did see a thing that said that
it has been brought up in that. Yeah,
I did see that they said that Jackie was fighting the Ahsoka style once she broke up the 2 lightsabers.
At first, before she switched to the other style.
backhanded.
Yeah. But I'll tell you guys, I mean, going back to what real quick, and then we're going to move on. But I mean, with this being my first introduction into High Republic, considering all the stuff that they have out before it and how hyped they were when it came out, my interest level in reading any of the novels or reading any of the comics or anything is not very high. I'm just kind of like,
oh, really? Not high. Mine is not even. It's 0.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, this is my first experience with. Yeah, this is my first experience with anything High Republic outside of seeing the stuff released, and I'm just kind of like, I don't. This definitely, to me, this should be something that should excite you to want to go read the books and go, but I feel like it's definitely doing the opposite. Especially because we're 5 episodes in, they've just wiped out 80% of the people that we knew their names. We still have 3 episodes left. Can 4 people carry?
Well, 2 episodes left because one's a flashback.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So okay, so we have 2 episodes. So I guess maybe they can because the Master and Osha got to cover a lot of ground. Even though they'll probably do that in one scene. And then she'll be all pissed off, and then
she'll be the new Ackle. She'll be the new apprentice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
they could
just be the Knights of Ren because they did play Kylo's theme during the fight. So
yep. Would not be surprised if they went that way.
A lot more sense too.
That being said, I did like Jason Mendoza's. Once he took his helmet off, I thought he did a good job. Out of everybody that's been on the show, I feel like he is just in the little bit that we saw of him, I feel like he is the most complete character, right? At least that when he talks, like it makes sense. And you're like, yeah, I totally get why you would. And I don't even know any of the secrets, right? But the way that he speaks and everything is a very normal way to speak. I don't feel like there's any he's not doing exposition for 5 minutes. He's like, well, what do you want? I want to be free. I want to do my shit, and I want to have somebody to train. Yeah, and you're like, okay, your arguments totally make sense. So I'm not going to say the Master is my favorite character so far, but he definitely left an impression. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, the part him and Soul the rest of the show, I'd be good.
Absolutely fine with that. Yeah, the part where Soul's like, she was a child, and he's all like, you brought her, then why did you bring a child? Basically, it was like, I was like, damn, I like this dude.
Yeah. Hey, what is it? Right. Why do you have to wear a mask? Why do you? I just dropped one of my 3 lightsabers. I had 3, but I dropped one because that was my fucking might, bitch. Like,
yeah, he definitely stood out. That was definitely his episode for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't see a lot of hate on the internet about it either.
Yeah.
Well, me neither.
Again,
other than some of the dumb shit, the haircut.
Yeah, that one. And then in the previous episode, Jackie was practicing with a wooden lightsaber. Now she has 2. But you can practice with 1 and still know how to fight with 2. They were doing like their meditation kind of lessons.
Yeah, they're doing kata, basically.
Yeah. Even if you have 2 lightsabers, you're not going to always use 2 lightsabers. And that wasn't the point of that training exercise. The training exercise was, again, like you said, meditation. It's more of doing the stuff that centers you and keeps you balanced, right? Like that's how I took it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like when you're doing like yoga.
Doesn't mean she doesn't. Not always. It doesn't mean that she. It doesn't mean she doesn't know how to fight with 2 lightsabers. Like, I mean, that. To me, that's too. I mean, you're comparing apples to oranges there. Like,
yeah, that's somebody really reaching for something. Like,
and I like how he didn't say he was a Sith. He's like, I
caught that too.
Sith.
Yep.
But then Soul didn't even like react.
However, there was some behind the scenes stuff in print where the showrunners did say he was Sith, and they said. Well, never mind. That might be a spoiler. I won't say that one. But
again, you would call me a Sith doesn't necessarily make him a Sith, right?
No. I get
and
it.
Saul and even if Saul goes back and says it's a Sith, they've already laid the groundwork that they're not going to say anything about it. So when they get back in Venestra, right? When they get back. Well,
if they make it back.
I mean, they're going to have to because then there's going to have to be something with May and some bullshit that's going to happen with the Jedi Council, or not the Jedi Council, the group of people who were, because they're not the people that were in that room were not the council. They're just a group, right? Like probably higher level Jedi masters, right?
The mission masters.
Yeah, exactly. The lieutenants or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, like if May shows up, they're like locking that door and they're like, nope, don't let her out. Don't let her talk to anybody. You know, like that's how that's going to roll. And so
bottom line is they'll have to explain that. But and unless you saw that article, you could make the argument, well, he never said he was Sith, but the showrunners already did. So for our purposes, he's Sith. They cat's out the bag. And that's all there is to it.
If they don't say it in the show, it's not going to matter because Anakin blew up the Death Star.
Probably.
So
I just can't wait until the Ki-Adi-Mundi comes up and knocks on the door, and they're like, "Don't open it! Don't let him know we're in here." and then he's like, "Oh, it's lunchtime. Bye." That would be amazing. He just shows up and is like, "Guys, what's going on? Nothing. What's up with you?"
But if they don't make it back though, or whatever, I mean, because again, there is no guarantee they make it back. That would explain why Ki-Adi-Mundi wouldn't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fine with that. I mean, like I said, they've got 2 episodes to figure it out.
Yeah, we'll see.
So,
right, so
did you guys watch? Oh, did you guys watch The Boys?
I did.
Yes.
I'm caught up through. I'll cut up through today.
Yeah,
such a good show.
It is.
God damn it, I love that show so much. Kimiko is like one of my favorite characters, period, like of all time. Like, I don't know. I just really I like the fact that she doesn't talk, and so she has to use so much of her facial expression, and she does such a good job, in my opinion.
A cute woman that doesn't talk, she's perfect.
Yeah. See, I knew you. She was your favorite too, Lou.
Absolutely.
But I also feel like Huey's dad. If Huey's dad, that's exactly what all of us would wake up and do if we woke up and we're like, "Hey, this is weird," and all of a sudden we're like, "Oh, like what's this? What's this in my hand?" Like
Temple of Doom somebody?
Oh, Temple of Doom somebody, and then fucking blender them. Yeah, just okay. I'm done. Wait,
turning around.
Yeah,
I can't get out. But I like Simon Pegg, so I was sad when he died. I'm not going to say I cried, but I actually had way more emotion than anything that I've had for the Acolyte. So,
dude, but did he not sound like William H. Macy with his American accent?
Yeah, 100%. But I wonder if that was part of the reason. Like, I wonder if that's a choice, right?
Well, I wonder if that's what his dad looks like in the comic.
We'll have to look it up and see. No, that's what he looks like. Huey looks like Simon Pegg. He was based on Simon Pegg in the original comic.
So I wonder if his dad looks like William H. Macy in the comic.
Oh, there we go. Okay. That's interesting. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Interesting.
But still really enjoying.
If he's even a character in there. Who knows?
No, he is. He's a character. Still enjoying. Still little too close to home. But I'm still really enjoying The Boys. So.
What do you mean too close to home? Are you
think Butcher will become
what? He's going to be that thing he has that same thing that the Rabbit has in him.
Yeah, 100%. But he's going to end up probably becoming another bad guy at the end, like because the thing's already. No, I don't think. No, but I also don't think that. I don't think. Why can I never fucking remember his name? Negan. I don't think Negan's real. I think Negan died back in the day, and this is Butcher. This is the thing in Butcher's head. The cancer. Like his this wife. Is the cancer manifesting him as his id, right? Like Becca's his ego. Becca's his ego. Yeah, nobody else has seen him. And you saw when the very last scene when he's like, we're gonna make sure you make this virus, and he and Dr. Pershing looks over and is like he kind of did a little who. Right? That was who that was what I took away from it. I just love the fact that he's now Dr. Pershing is now the doctor in every single television show. So
why not?
Goes from cloning to making a virus. So, all right. Sorry, Jack.
Maybe you guys can help me understand. If he's making the virus, then who's the dude that got his head popped in the garage?
That was the original.
Was the lab assistant. Yeah.
No.
That's the original doctor.
The guy from Gen V was the original doctor. So then Newman took the vat of poison to this guy who was a higher up in Vought, and then he left Vought, and then Newman was having him manufacture or try to simulate the virus to create more of it.
Okay, got it. Yeah, my time. I was like, I'm not sure. I thought I'm all like, is this the same guy? How is he lost his head? How is he still here? Okay.
But I think this is the first time we've actually seen him in the show.
Yeah.
So,
I think so too.
But my understanding from kind of how they explained things while they were going along is that he used to be at Vought. Him and Newman fucked. He either got fired or left, and then Newman went back to him because he was like a virologist or something working on V. Right. So he already knows about V, right? Was that your takeaway, Chuck?
Yeah.
All right, cool. That makes sense now.
All right. But see,
cool. All right.
Butcher won't be a bad guy because what MM said to him, you're a motherfucker, but you're a motherfucker with heart. He fucks up, but I think he always has a good reason behind it.
Well, then it'll be interesting to see what they do. Well, I mean, again, you can't get much more bad than Homelander, but it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Well, I'll say also to prove your point, Jack, on that, to add to that, is that episode with the centipede, where Butcher was like, you should have went after their sister Sage. You should have done these are things you should have done. and basically he's lining up. It's like, dude, you got to sacrifice me for the bigger picture. So again, proves your point that I can't see him being the bad guy.
It's flawed, but I don't think he crosses over.
Right, he can't be the bad guy any more than Homelander's the bad guy. I mean, Homelander makes sense to me.
So, do you think that the Thing separates himself from Butcher?
Or does he learn to control it?
Yeah. Huh.
It'll be interesting to see where they go with that. That they become like a symbiote, they become Venom as opposed to
As long as he just keeps calling everybody.
But if his physical body can't handle it, then I mean, what are you supposed to do?
That's true.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they've already proven that his body is breaking down, or at least have talked about, not proven, but they've talked about how they don't know how to explain it. So I think it's a cancer, but it's not a cancer. It's like a cancer influenced by Vancer.
Well, since they have the rabbit, Samir's going to notice it in him as he spends more time with Butcher. And he'll explain it. We'll see. So anyways, since I was back at work and I'm training people, I get bored sometimes. So I start surfing the internet. So I found 3 articles this week. I'm going to say WTF. So the first one we'll talk about is...
First off, why did you find all of these on MSN? What the fuck, dude?
Right.
Like,
what are you doing?
I clicked on the links because I was like, these are all MSN links. What the, dude? Come on! Like, you're literally not. You're those people lost money when you clicked on the link for the MSN.
Because it's one homepage that just gathers everything for me.
At least get your link through freaking Fox News or something. Damn good point.
Okay, so the first one we'll do is 21 childhood cartoons from the 80s that are unthinkable in today's society. So we won't do all 21 because that's too many. We'll talk about the ones that we for sure watched. Smurfs. How is Smurfs offensive to fucking anyone, right? So it says the Smurfs with their
single woman.
Yeah. The 80-on-1 gangbang that happened that they never...
Isn't there a meme about this with a police officer?
Yep. And that's what it says. It says the show's portrayal of Smurfette, the only female Smurf, raises concerns. Her character embodies outdated gender stereotypes, often depicted as a damsel in distress or the object of affection for male Smurfs.
First of all, that's bullshit. I mean, like a lot of this, reading a bunch of these as we get through them, they always keep saying blah 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 stereotypes. It's like, stereotypes exist for a reason, right?
Yep.
The other ones that you sent, I had a lot more problems with, but most of these, I'm like, also toys, right?
Yeah, they're all advertising.
Like 99% of the ones on the list were promoting toys, and it was promoting toys to boys. So, and it's been proven over and over again that boys buy boy toys. They don't buy girl toys, right? Like, so you're going to make 800. You're going to make 800 Smurfs. 99% of them are going to be guys because you want Hefty Smurf, Brainy Smurf, Papa Smurf. You don't want Smurfette and Smurfette's sister Ginger and Smurfette's cousin Wanda. Those wouldn't have sold. And again, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, right? But
I mean, they did have their June Smurf. They had Vanity. So they were fine.
Yeah, I mean, they were probably more progressive than most other cartoons.
For real. And then because that whole woman thing, reading that was irritating me because I'm like watching Jim and Thundercats and She-Ra, and they're all like, "Oh no," because the women. I'm like, Cheetara was a badass in Thundercats. What are you talking about?
She was also naked.
Right, that does help.
She was the only one that didn't have clothes.
Shit, that was reason why I pick cats over dogs, but whatever.
Let's see. Then they have
please
He-Man.
go on. Sorry, Jack.
They have He-Man, who embodies the hyper-masculine hero archetype, relying on brute strength to solve problems and defeat enemies.
Toxic white male.
And conversely, female characters like Teela are regulated to supporting roles, needing more agency and complexity.
Think about how lost Gen Z and the millennials would be without Skeletor, though.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, all their memes
They
would
would
be
use
on
all
there.
their memes.
And with this, I will leave you.
Exactly.
And then G.I. Joe's on here.
Well, I mean,
They fought
yeah.
against-
Again, cartoons.
So G.I. Joe, a team of elite soldiers, fought against the terrorist organization Cobra to defend freedom and justice. While lauded for its patriotic themes, the show's depiction of violence and conflict raises concerns in today's context. Episodes often glorified military actions, presenting violence as glamorous and an effective solution to problems. They're fighting terrorists, bro.
I will say, nobody ever died in G.I. Joe.
Nope. Everybody had
They
that damn
they always got out of the vehicle before it blew up.
Yeah.
They knew exactly the second before that laser was going to.
Every plane had and they always had to cut to the pilot in a parachute.
Yep.
Yep.
The plane would blow up, and then they would shift and be like, "Oh, 2 parachutes, we're good."
How do you fight terrorists without violence?
Yeah.
Plus,
it's a military show. You're going to fight. Come on now.
Right. And at the end,
again, toys.
now you know, knowing is half the battle.
Right. Their after school special when it came down to some bug flying around. It's like, man, now I need to turn the light off before one of them little freaking moth caterpillars come get me.
It's going to crawl up your nose.
It's moth splinter. There'll be a whole moth centipede going on behind Lou.
As long as it's behind me, not in front of me, that's fine.
Oh, you see, you'd rather be the beginning of the centipede than the end.
Yeah, I'll be prime. That's fine. Y'all can get behind me, but I ain't nose into somebody's ass. Although I totally would jerk at the firecracker though. She got that southern accent and that cuteness going on. Shit, and she's gonna be at Denver Comic Con.
And she's going to have zero interest in you because she's gay as fuck.
Right? Yeah, I told you. It works for me. I'm just as much like
exactly. Sir, can you please stop jerking off? No, you're so hot. No, just really. It's
just no, turn around.
Do you want to? Okay, no more selfie. No more selfie. I'm just going to sign this for you and please move on.
No, use this for your pen.
Do you want it in silver or black? I want it in white.
Oh, I have cream ink. It's fine. All right, next cartoon.
Yeah, next cartoon. The next article is going to be written about all the times and vaguely inconsistent that wouldn't be good for modern audiences. All right, next cartoon.
Transformers. Like, how are you mad at Transformers? They're robots.
Oh, because there's no females?
But when they do appear, they conform to stereotypic gender roles or are portrayed as accessories to their male counterparts.
Yeah, but they're women. So are they not supposed to be accessories to the male counterparts?
Right.
It's like, man, these people don't get it.
Thundercats, same issue, gender roles. Female characters like Chitara are defined by their physical attractiveness and serve as love interests or sidekicks to male characters.
The biggest problem I had with all the articles that we're going to talk about is I feel like there was it's all low-hanging fruit, right? It's like there was no, like, everything is women are stereotyped. There's not enough minorities. There's too much violence, too much masculinity. It's like the same thing over and over again. And I was really hoping for a little bit more
substance,
variety, a little bit more variety. Like, at least go a little deeper and don't just give me the, like, well, it was male masculinity is bad. Okay, yeah, I know, I get that, but you use it in every, like, again, it's one of those things, like, you break out the thesaurus to see how many different ways you could say masculine, right? Because it's the same. So, sorry, go ahead.
So then we come to Ninja Turtles. But their problem is, like G.I. Joe, it's violence and stereotypes. And it may give modern viewers pause. Ninja Turtles is still on. People still watch that shit. It was a hit movie, 2 years ago? So, why are you hating?
April being a damsel in distress, I guess.
She wasn't always. Well, in the originals, but in the last couple iterations, she has not been.
Well, I think, which is their point, right? Back then you could do it, now you can't.
Yeah. So
because now all the shows are run by leftists, so they won't let anything like that happen.
And then somehow they found issue with Care Bears.
That one threw me for a damn loop. How the hell is Care Bear something you can't show? And one trick pony. They only have one emotion or whatever. It's like, no, that's my god.
Now here we go. This is one I didn't see in other articles. So while cherished for its heartwarming messages, the Care Bears had simplistic moral lessons and lacked diverse representation. Characters are often defined by a single personality trait, lacking the depth and complexity expected in modern storytelling. Additionally, the predominantly white heterosexual cast fails to reflect the diversity of normal society.
How are they white heterosexual? They're bears.
Well, they're talking about the kids that were in the show. But first off, this show was for young children who don't quite understand the complexity of, to me, when
it was Inside Out before Inside Out was Inside Out.
Exactly. Like, there's not, Thank you, Lou. I don't normally agree with you on stuff, but I agree with you on that. Right. Like, I mean, that's exactly, yeah. Mark it. Episode 87. 52 minutes in, Lou and Duke finally became Luke.
52 minutes and 17 years. We got there.
No, but I mean, again, it was for kids, babies, like It's small children, right? Who didn't, I mean, it was simplistic, but that was the point, right? Again, to sell toys, right? Like, I had a Grumpy Bear because I fucking love. I mean, I guess that reflects now, 47 years later. But you identify kind of with one that you want, and that's But also understanding that there's other. To me, the argument would be that it's almost the opposite, right? It's, hey, here's all of the bears and here's all of the emotions that you can have, right? Instead of like we have one bear and he has emotions that you don't quite get. Like, it's basically teaching you, hey, sometimes you're sad, sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're cheerful, sometimes you're angry. That's what I took away from that. But
that one was weird to have on the list.
And this one is for Lou. Gem and the Holograms. A band of rock star sisters with magical earrings dazzled audiences with their glamorous adventures. While Gem herself is a strong and independent character, the emphasis on fashion and fame over substance may send superficial messages to young viewers. I never got that. She was a model and a rock star, and they fought terrorists. So I never thought that they put fame and substance over anything else. Like, they were just trying to be a rock band and do their thing.
Yeah, somebody's reaching on this one. It's like fashion. It was part of their job. Hello. It's like, so you're telling me that the industry out there, if you're in the fashion industry, you're a problem. It was like, get out of here with that crap.
They were fighting them other bitches too, with the green hair.
The Misfits.
Yeah. All right, let's
Roxy,
see.
Pizzazz, and Stormer. Hell yeah.
I think my favorite part of that article is that they talk about Mask, which is a masked armored strike command with a K. And the picture that they use is a picture of Jim Carrey's The Mask. Like, they didn't even check that. Like, I don't know.
And that's when the article lost all credibility with me too. I was as I was scrolling through, I'm like, why is The Mask on here? And then I clicked, I'm like, that's different.
Yeah,
that's the wrong one. I used to have a couple of those Mask toys. I didn't watch it religiously like I did the other ones. Like, for me, growing up, it was consistently G.I. Joe, Transformers, Thundercats, She-Ra, Gem. I mean, those are probably the ones that stood out that I probably watch regularly. Everything else was like Centurions and Mask. All those were like, if it was on, I'd watch it. But the other ones, I basically watched everything. Hell,
Mask has badass toys. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because they transformed without being Transformers.
Green and black motorcycle helicopter. I still have it.
Yep. So, yeah, there's more. They're not as good. I don't know how My Little Pony is on here.
Yeah, that was
Follow
weird
the adventures
too.
of magical ponies in Ponyland. While celebrated for its colorful animation and positive messages, the show's portrayal of gender and diversity may raise concerns today. They're fucking horses.
They're horses. Wow.
Well, and I mean, again, they didn't care what they put on the screen. They wanted to sell toys. So that was all they cared about, right? And all of those cartoons were run by white people, produced by white people, written, drawn, all of that by white people. Well, drawn probably by people in Korea and Japan because we like to exploit. Right. But the original designs, right? The original designs were all so like. And again, at the end of the day, they're just trying to make their stockholders happy by selling as many toys as they can. And
they were half-hour commercials. That's how the 80s were.
Yeah, that's how they had to do it this way because they couldn't whatever the rules were, the law was or is that they had to do it this way. And it's like for all this crap with here's your list. How come Fat Albert ain't on this list? Talking about perpetuating stereotypes and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Where's the diversity in Fat Albert? That's crap.
Hey. All right.
But I think out of the
12. Oh, no, go ahead.
Sorry, Jack. Do you
want
me to read them?
Scenes or the films?
We can do the films because the films I had a lot of problems with.
All right. Hit it, Duke. Hit it. If you got it pulled up.
Hold on.
I have it up.
Are we looking at this in the aspect of the studio wouldn't make it or the fans wouldn't get it?
It would be offensive today, is what the title says.
And
films too offensive for modern audiences.
So, the number one movie that they have on the list is Blazing Saddles, which if you understood the point of Blazing Saddles and you understood Mel Brooks, like I could see it if you don't understand who Mel Brooks is in the movies that he had done before and after. But this movie is a complete caricature of all of the stuff that is a parody of all of the stuff that he talks about, Western movies, how black people are treated, like how Native Americans are treated, how Westerns are, it was poking fun at all of that stuff. And it was doing it in a way that was acceptable in the 60s. Blazing Saddles is like 50 years old now. And that's the thing that so many of these people don't ever seem to gather is that so many of these movies that were made 50 years ago and 60 years ago, there was a different mindset. Society was different then. So I get it, but
so you in that case you approve all those Disney warnings in front of older cartoons and older movies.
It depends on the warning, right? I want context, right? Like they did that for we'll get to the movie and then I'll talk about it. But Blazing Saddles is probably the most obvious selection if you're going to pick comedy from back in the 60s. But all of those movies, which we'll get, again, a bunch of them are in the same kind of the same margins as we go forward. So what did you guys think of Blazing Saddles as far as...
I've not seen that movie in forever. I barely even remember it.
Shit, all I know, I love that movie. It is hilarious. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Excuse me while I whip this
stereotypes. It's awesome. But yeah, to me, it's simple. The left would not be able to handle that movie right now. The right would.
Okay, we're back to not agreeing completely, but it's okay.
Well, it's just that the left are so sensitive and get offended over everything so easily and so quickly that they're not it goes to your point. You started off with this explaining the movie and Mel Brooks and what's really happening. The left audience, and keep in mind, I'm talking extreme left, not just all.
Okay.
Extreme left would look at that and they would instantly be, oh my God, they can't do that. That's offensive. And it was just like you're missing the point of the movie. Instead, you're looking to be offended, which most of the extremes on either side, that's all they're about, right? It's like, how can you piss me off?
Right.
And they would look at the offense part of it instead of why it's being done the way it's being done, and they wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
So me, I got it. I still get it. So here I am now, and I can still watch the movie and appreciate the humor and what's going on and not get offended at all. So.
And Jack, you don't remember it, so.
Nope. I see it's on Paramount, though. I'm going to have to watch it and refresh.
So
let us know if it has that warning in the beginning of the movie.
A few of these I'm probably just going to skim over because I don't. They weren't really directed at us. They noted 16 Candles, which I mean, yeah, I get that part, but a bunch of them are 80s movies. A bunch of them on this list are 80s movies that were written for an 80s audience, right? I'm not excusing what they did and that it wasn't offensive or anything like that. But again, when you're writing it in the 80s, like it was a different time, right?
Gen X grew up. There's people our age. We don't care about that shit. It's how we grew up. All of our movies are like that. We don't all turn out to be racist, except Lou.
Yeah, exactly.
Breakfast at Tiffany's, mostly because of Mickey Rooney.
That one makes sense.
Yeah, that one.
that was bad.
Yeah. Gone with the Wind. So Gone with the Wind. So TCM was showing Gone with the Wind. And before they started showing Gone with the Wind, they had a film historian, give like a little 2 to 3 minute introduction of the movie, right? Because there are problematic things, right? As far as with the slavery and how it's presented and that type of thing. The fact that it's 3 hours, but at least giving context to what society was like back then, right? You would Gone with the Wind be made today? No freaking way, unless Quentin Tarantino made it, right?
I was going to say 12 Years a Slave could be made, so what's the problem?
Right. Well, that's the thing. I mean, if you think about it, you have 12 Years a Slave, you have Django Unchained, you have all of these movies that are relatively recent that all have those. But again,
I don't remember them dropping N-bombs in Gone with the Wind. They had slaves, but I don't think that they were like.
I thought the movie was fine because you have to look at it. This is the movie from a perspective of the plantation and their view of what's happening on. So their view of the facts is what we got, and they did it. I think they did it correctly. It was like I don't want you to sugarcoat this. This is how they work. This is how you would have been, and I don't see the problem. Just because you don't like it, it's like, oh, let's change history and change the truth to make you feel better. No, this is how it was. They glorified the whole slavery thing. They didn't think it was a big deal because in reality, guess what? They didn't think it was a big deal. So, oh no, they portrayed it exactly how they thought it was back then. What's the problem?
Yeah.
And this is where this movie is where the audience lost, or this article lost me, was they talked about Soul Man. I'm like, Soul Man's got 13% on Rotten Tomatoes. Nobody has seen Soul Man. Nobody saw Soul Man when it came out.
Screw you, that movie was awesome.
But you're scraping the bottom of the barrel here, right? You're like, at this point, you're looking for anything because you could take any. There's so many movies in the last 50 years that have been used, blackface or, going back to even Breakfast at Tiffany's, right? But at least pick at least movies that people will know, right? Nobody's going to know Soul Man. We've already talked we've talked more in this podcast about Soul Man than anybody has in the last 25 years.
Man, I will watch that movie again with the back-to-back. I'll watch Soul Man, then I'll watch Gotcha right after that.
In the same kind of 16 Candles, weird science area of the movie making, Revenge of the Nerds. Again, there's stuff in there that probably wouldn't make the cut today in today's movie if the movie was made today. But that was how movies. That's how comedy was, right? It was a very base comedy, right? There wasn't a lot of. There wasn't a lot of complex comedy back then. It was all, nerds, hunks, or jocks, that type of thing. Let's see. Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. That one was funny, that one to me, I was like, what? And then I'm like, oh yeah, all the transphobic jokes at the end that he does. Oh yeah. I'm like, okay, so you're fine up until like the last 15 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. He can talk out of his butt, but he can't be grossed up by making out with a.
Yeah.
Again, another movie, The Toy.
I never saw it.
I think it had 18% on. I had 18% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, we're moving on. Short Circuit, again, brown face. I get it. That part I understand. Like,
Wait, what? There was brown face in that? What?
Yeah.
Fisher Stevens. He darkened his face to be the Indian.
Be the Indian dude.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That wasn't actually an Indian dude, Jack.
Yeah, it was just very convincing. Or Jack needed glasses before he knew he needed it.
He was very convincing.
I feel like Steve Guttenberg was way more offensive in that movie than Fisher Stevens.
Facts.
And again, another movie doesn't need to be on the list because again, everybody hates it. Everybody hates it. This movie was offensive to people when the movie came out. It was The Love Guru. Like,
oh yeah,
nobody. That's
why they got like 3 Razzies for that one, right?
Manhattan, basically the age difference between Woody Allen and the girl he was dating, which again we talk about that today.
Wasn't there real life?
Wasn't there? Yeah, no shit. What little did we know back then? But isn't there something right now? Didn't somebody like Robert De Niro or somebody like, or well, I mean, Elon Musk has been dating 25-year-olds for, the joke is Leonardo DiCaprio, if you're older than 18, he doesn't want anything to do with you, right?
25.
Like,
it's
25. There you
and
go.
it's not a joke. If you look at his history, it's
right. Right. So like that's happening right now in real life. So.
And I don't see anybody talking about Madonna and Cher with their boyfriends that are 50 years younger than they are.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Porky's. Again, Porky's is just a raunchy 80s comedy. Yeah. Like, of course it's going to be offensive today because that whole segment of movies is going to be offensive. I mean, you can even any of those 80s movies, especially if they're talking about stuff that happened in the 50s and 60s, you can talk about Grease, you can talk about Porky's, you can talk about Dirty Dancing. All of those movies could be problematic if you look hard enough, right? Like.
Yep. Yeah, put them all in the theater right now, and they'll still make more than most Disney movies.
This one made me laugh because it's just so obvious. Like, why would you even to me? If you're creating this list, like you're talking about movies that maybe people would go, "Oh, I didn't think about that." Like the brown face in Short Circuit, Birth of a Nation. Hello, like why? Why? Like I read that, I just started laughing because I'm like, what? Did you only have 17 and you needed an 18th one and you went, oh, I'm going to pick a movie that was made by Nazis. Like, like, come on. Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. I kind of get it a little bit, but I also feel like that's reaching a bit as well.
He was in India. They were Indian people, so
You Only Live Twice. I mean, sure. Hearing Sean Connery go,
another Asian, so yeah.
hearing Sean Connery go konnichiwa was probably not the best choice.
Konnichiwa.
And again, this is going back to Blazing Saddles. Soul Plane was written and directed by the Wayans brothers, who all of their movies are send-ups of stereotypes of all types of people, right? Black people, white people, all of them, right? So would it be offensive for modern audiences? Sure. If you had no idea who did it, right? If you just walk in and had no idea that it was written, directed, and everything by Black people, they just got to make it direct to BET and it'd be fine. Yeah. But again, Soul Plane, you could have made a lot. I'm going to Get You Sucker. You could have picked any of the blaxploitation movies of the last 30 years, and it would have been a better choice than Soul Plane. Like, you could have picked Poxy Brown, Shaft. Sure, let's have a conversation about Shaft, Then you know who I'm talking about, Because he's a sexy mother. Shut your mouth.
Only talking about
and then, that was it. That was all 18. Lou, do you want to do the last one?
No, you're good. I don't even have it up.
All right.
With this one though, I think there were enough that we can actually go over almost all of them because some of that
only
shit
12.
was some of them will be quick. That's not how I took that. Like the ones they thought were the people who can't speak English. Like, get out of here with that. Long time no see. And that's supposed to be some racist crap. Get out of here.
Okay, so the article is titled 12 Traditional Sayings That Are Now Considered Offensive by Woke Culture. And I hate that term, but there were some here that I was like, I did not view that. Boys will be boys. I get that one, and I understand it. Like, I understand what they're saying in the articles. They're saying it's boys will be boys is used to excuse rambunctiousness or inappropriate behavior in young boys, implying that such actions were simply part of being male. In today's society, the phrase is criticized for perpetuating gender stereotypes and excusing harmful behavior. I get that, but
the stereotypes exist for a reason. Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Like anytime they say, it's like, yes, it's real simple. The three of us go someplace. If there are 2 Cokes and an orange soda sitting on the table, 90% of the people are going to know who's getting what drink.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Absolutely. Jack's getting the orange soda, and me and Duke are getting the Cokes. I mean, we know who the black person is here.
Why? Because both Lou and I will just smile.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna have that Coke. Okay, what
so
else?
I don't want to call Jack out, but I think this next one is his favorite. That's gay. Understand that.
Look. Okay, yes, in the 90s we did say that a lot. I am not going to lie. But I've heard why it's offensive, and I'm down with it. I don't say that anymore at all.
Yeah.
Unless you guys are being gay,
don't
then
say it
I'll
anymore.
say
You
it.
just stretch the A out a whole lot, so it doesn't.
Right. But no, that's one of the ones I agree with. I don't say that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, no problem. Nobody says it really anymore.
Yeah.
So
next one, this is one of the ones where I was like, I don't know about all that. I understand what the article says, but I don't know if I agree with it. I always considered it to be lazy. But long time no see. I say that shit all the time, but I don't mean it as offensive. I mean it. I always took it as Americans being lazy, right? Because we pull words out all the time, right? Like out of sentences and phrases and stuff like that. But the article here says the saying believed to have originated from the broken English of Chinese or Native American speakers. It's now viewed as culturally insensitive.
Bullshit.
I've never heard an Asian person say that shit.
Exactly.
Me neither.
Like, yeah.
Even in all those racist movies we just talked about, they didn't say it.
Nope.
Gypped, derived from the word gypsy. This term means to be cheated or swindled.
Yeah, I get
that. Grandfathered in. I didn't know this was racist at all.
Me
because
neither.
it's not.
The article says while this phrase originally referred to clauses in laws or agreements that exempted certain individuals from new rules, it is now criticized for its historical connection to discriminatory practices. Specifically, it references laws that allowed white voters to bypass literacy tests and other barriers that disenfranchise African Americans. Totally get it. But I also think that I think if you were to, I understand what they're saying, but I would imagine that if we went out and surveyed 100 people about these terms, just people off the street, the majority of the people we surveyed would have no idea about any of the historical value of these, right?
Exactly.
Off the reservation. Okay, I am guilty of saying that occasionally. I own that. I
still don't see a problem with it.
But cut that out.
Hit it mute.
Sorry, I just blew out the speakers. The guy from Norway is now no longer listening. We knew the phrase. We knew this phrase meant somebody acting unpredictably or not following orders, or someone whom others didn't quite understand. It's offensive because it trivializes the historical trauma of Native Americans who were forcibly relocated to reservations. Again, I didn't understand the full context of that, so I will be aware of that going forward. But I also don't hear that very often.
I'm aware of it too, and still going to say it.
Well, there you go. Eskimo.
That's what killed Lou.
I guess we can't be Eskimo brothers anymore, Lou.
Right? What the hell? I like shaking my nose against your nose when I greet
know.
you.
These are Inuit kisses.
So they say this is offensive basically because it's a generalization of a group of people, and that they prefer the terms Inuit, Yupik, and I think I'm saying that Yupik.
You know.
Yeah. Or other specific tribal names.
You're frozen off your frozen reservation. You're just racist about it.
As Eskimo is viewed as a colonial imposition that does not accurately reflect the diversity and identity of these groups.
Oh, wait. But if you say Native American, it's the same thing. Native American, oh, you're not telling me which tribe. But with Eskimo, you can't do that. Get the hell out of here with that. Oh, Native American. Well, there's like thousands of tribes. Eskimo, there's like 3. Calm down.
So it's easier to not say Eskimo then, because
in theory.
You're lazy.
But the point is, I'm not going to be a hypocrite about it. If I'm not going to say Eskimo, then I can't say Native American either.
So then, what, are you just okay? Never mind. Nope.
You just broke Duke.
Yep. Nope. You're going to make whatever I say, you're going to turn it into a short, and all of a sudden I'll get canceled. Even though. Next one is no can do. They say it's similar to long time no see. I don't think that's used very often. Maybe grandma.
No can do, amigo.
Wow. So you're just piling.
Say it.
There's nothing wrong with no can do.
Say it. Right?
Peanut gallery. Peanut gallery. I reference peanut galleries regularly, but that's because I just talk about it being the people in the back. Like that's how I always understood it.
But why is it problematic?
However, this term is now seen as offensive because it can imply that the opinions of certain groups are less valuable. Its connotation of dismissiveness can be hurtful and exclusionary.
Okay. Don't be in the peanut gallery.
If you didn't pay, maybe you should have paid more for your ticket. Just saying. Like,
then you can get a closer view of the show and actually see the show, and then we'll value your opinion because then we would have thought you actually saw it.
Yeah.
Yep.
How was the back of that guy's head?
Gallery.
Sold down the river.
Okay. That's fine.
we're good on that one. We're all good on that one.
Oh, we get to the one that's offensive to black people, and Lou's like, "No, we can't say that no more."
Yeah, exactly.
And then we're back to ones that Lou is going to roll his eyes and bang his head on the back of the couch. Spirit animal.
Yeah, where's the problem there?
Often used to describe someone or something that deeply resonates with a person or something that they feel a part of them on a soul level. This phrase is now considered cultural appropriation.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It trivializes the sacred spiritual traditions of indigenous peoples where spirit animals hold significant culture and spiritual meaning. The problem is, I think we talked about this a few weeks ago. I don't know if it was on the podcast or not. I think it was. But again, it's context, right? If you're out in the middle of doing some sort of a retreat, right, where you're centering yourself, and part of it is dealing with figuring out your spirit animal, right? How is that cultural appropriation? I don't see that as being cultural appropriation because again, you're not like you're doing it and you're phrasing it and you're using it in the same way that they did 100 years ago, right? Like,
and all I know is I learned my spirit animal from the Eskimos, so it's fine.
No can do.
Sold down the river.
And the very last one is an N-word knife. No, I'm kidding. That's not. That was a Clerks 2 joke. Hello.
Taking it back.
We are taking it back. The last one is Indian giver.
Okay.
I'm down with that.
Not going to argue with that one.
I mean, it seems a little generic. I think I'd want an actual tribe. And you can't just say Indian giver anyways. It has to be like some specific.
Can you say Native American giver?
Native American
Eskimo
giver is just as bad. You can't say that either. Be specific. Eskimo
giver.
So what the hell? Aborigine.
So there you go. There's our list of 12 offensive terms that you may not have known were offensive until tonight. You're welcome.
Okay.
From 40-something-year-old Gen Xers.
Yup. So what do you guys think of the word retard?
Nope, I don't
You
use
have a problem with it?
I don't use it.
If you're calling people retarded, nah, I don't like it.
I'm fine with it as long as the person you're calling retarded is actually retarded. If you're using the definition of the word and not as an insult, I'm fine with it.
No, I wouldn't call you guys retards.
Yeah. See, the negative connotation.
Right. There may have been a couple times in my head I've called Lou a retard.
You retard, or hey, you're gay. To me, those negatives like that, no, you don't say it. But if you see somebody who has a retardation and you call them a retard, I don't have an issue with that. It's like, oh, this person's retarded.
Because it's a medical diagnosis.
Right,
so yeah.
Yes, I am fine with that. But it has to be that context, or I do have a feeling with it.
I don't say, oh, that's gay or that's retarded. It's, I've grown as a person.
Agreed.
Over the years.
I wouldn't do either one of
those.
those.
Say it? 100%.
Yeah, we were much different in our early 2000s.
Yeah.
Boondocks helped.
Oh, geez, Boondocks. Oh my God. How is that not on the list of cartoons that could be considered offensive?
Because it's black made.
But we had talked about movies that were black made that they were talking about were offensive.
Well, those
I'm
cartoons
just saying, all those. Again,
specifically.
that's my point. Is all those articles are like just low hanging fruit, right? Like, I feel like if you would have done your research, you would have found much better examples on some of those lists than they gave.
Yeah.
And again, I feel like a lot of it was copy and paste, and then using a thesaurus to just change wording a little bit. I
noticed that too. Like halfway through the article, especially I want to say the cartoons one, halfway through, especially since there were more of them, like there were 21 examples or so, or 18, whatever it was. Yeah. That it was like, oh, you're repeating yourself. So you're saying this group of cartoons all had this same issue. And it's like,
right.
I guess, but when I was 8 years old, I didn't notice any of that because remember, I'm the demographic, nope. I'm their target audience, and as an 8-year-old, I'm not going to notice all this other crap that maybe a 28-year-old would notice. So,
right.
Well, and also, I mean, it's the BuzzFeed way of creating articles, right? It's just something really easy that they can throw together that you can put a big title on, and somebody's going to read through it like we did tonight. So Jack will put the links in the description, so that way we are
Jack can support MSNBC again.
No, it's just MSN. There's no BC on it, sir.
Just MSN. Okay.
But that way we are properly crediting the people who wrote the articles, even though while we did not agree with all of their things, all of their choices, always appreciate the effort because it's a dog seriously world out. Is that offensive? Did I offend? I feel like dogs. I just dogs are now offended.
You're calling dogs cannibals.
When it comes to journalism and stuff like that, you always got to try to you got to give the people their props when you use their stuff. So
and you need to use like specific dog breeds too. You can't just generalize with freaking dog. You can't.
Now they're eating a Great Dane.
A typo. Fucking Eskimo.
Chihuahua eat Great Dane world out there.
Hey, you guys watch the debate at all? I did
a little bit. That show.
Did Biden come off looking dead as usual?
He did, but Trump wasn't much better. Those motherfuckers started going on about their golf scores. They're like, "I'll beat you at golf." All right, then. So let's cut the short. Being said, so I have less to cut out. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Peace out, y'all.
See ya.